Welcome to Elevated Sports. No! I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
It's only too far out of the shot. It's a very small field of view today for some reason. No! Bad. All right. What are we talking about today, Billy?
NFL mock draft.
Mock draft.
Mock draft, just like my last name.
Just like your last name.
Drafted. When is the draft coming up?
April 23rd, I believe.
So we have a little ways before the draft, but we do like to continue talking NFL. We like to talk our own teams. So what we're going to do is basically we both did a mock draft. I drafted for the Bucks. You drafted for the Patriots. And separate drafts as well, so we may end up picking the same players. Who
that would be awkward. But
that would be very awkward. Basically, we picked 7 rounds. We're gonna go through it, talk about who we took, why we took them, needs for the team, or whatnot.
It's interesting because I did this mock draft on my phone, but we're recording on my phone, and I thought the picture was on my computer, but it's not. Thankfully, I have most of the players' stats pulled up, so I'll just wing it.
Okay, go ahead and wing it. First round. The Bucks, 14th overall. What did the Patriots have?
23rd, I think.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. My first round draft picked DeAndre Swift, running back from Georgia.
Okay.
I did see in Georgia, rival school from my team, Florida. But that did give me the opportunity to watch Swift a few times. I like the dude at running back, and I'm a firm believer that if the Bucks are going to keep Jameis, which I think, in my personal opinion, I think they should, for 1 year. I think they should sign him to a 1 year. And I think if they do want to do that, and I'm playing GM role right now, so I'm taking Jameis for a year. And I'm going to, I kind of want to try to model a little bit of what San Francisco did with the committee of running backs, to really develop a run game so Jameis isn't having to throw the ball down the field.
That way he's not throwing that many interceptions.
So anyway, that's why I'm taking a running back first round. I was really hoping that Travis Etienne from Clemson was going to declare for the draft, but he's not. Because I really wanted him to go to the Bucks. But I'm taking my boy DeAndre Swift out of Georgia.
Okay. So I believe it's 23rd. Please don't quote me on this. I don't have my mock draft in front of me. I have no idea what's going on.
Actually, you did have the 23rd.
Okay, excellent. With the 23rd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, I had the Patriots selecting Henry Ruggs III out of Alabama. That was one of the biggest Patriots needs this season was wide receiver. They looked absolutely pitiful. So many drops, so many failures. A lot of people just leaving. Antonio Brown, Demaryius Thomas, Josh Gordon. It was a nightmare receiver this season for them. So a young, talented wide receiver like Henry Ruggs, I believe he's a good fit for the team. 2019, he had 40 receptions for 746 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's had just about the same amount of receptions and total yards the past 2 seasons. And he's had 18 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. Not bad.
Yeah.
So he's a talented young player, and I think I saw a clip of him running after the catch.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I think he's a good fit.
All right. Second round, playing the GM, keeping Jameis. However, that does not change the fact that I want to pick a quarterback in this draft pretty high up as a backup plan in case Jameis has another down year. Okay? So, with my second pick in the NFL draft, picking none other than Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I liked his season at Oklahoma this year. I think he was underrated. I was always kind of in and out with him in Alabama. Was great, but also you're considered, the best defensive team of, our generation, essentially. So it's kind of hard to tell, how much of a winner he was on that team, if that makes sense. But I think with Oklahoma, he really did solidify himself as a winning quarterback. So I really like Jalen Hurts. Can throw the ball like Jameis does, without the interceptions. Can throw the ball down the field, can also get it done with his legs as well. And we see that in the NFL today, a lot of running quarterbacks. So taking Jalen Hurts.
All right. We don't have any second round picks.
You don't have any second round
picks? Do you have any more second round picks?
Nope.
All right, well, let's move on to the third round.
Okay. So I guess I go first again?
At this point, I have no idea. I don't know what the Patriots are picking. I don't have my phone.
Okay, just go ahead for your...
All right, I'm going to go first. So, ironically, third round, I believe Tom Brady's staying with the team, which would mean the Patriots are drafting a quarterback.
Oh, no. Oh, come on.
Here's the thing. I had Jalen Hurts falling all the way into the third round, so I took Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I don't think I need to elaborate anymore on what he did. I'm just going to go look into his stats just a little bit. 2019, 3,851 passing yards, ranked 25th in college football, which I guess, would seem pretty bad in the NFL, except there's like hundreds of college football teams, so that's not bad. 32 touchdowns, not bad. 8 interceptions, not bad. He's almost a third of the way to Jameis's 2019 interceptions, but who's counting? Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts a lot. He's been pretty good everywhere he goes. So,
yeah. All right, well, let's see if either the Bucs or the Patriots take him in the actual draft. Third round. Okay, now here's the thing. I love college football. Watch a lot of college football. But there's so many teams, so many players. Once you get into the third round, I realize I don't know much of these players. So now we are getting into the list where I don't necessarily know these players. I don't have my computer in front of me to look up highlights of these players or stats. I'm literally blindly picking these players just based off what the Bucs need.
So here's the thing. We're at the point of the draft where we just pick like the coolest names and the most high-profile schools.
Yeah. It's basically the part of the draft where everyone goes home at the draft party.
Yeah, everybody's like, all right, that was fun.
Yeah. And then you kind of follow it on your phone, at work the next day. So anyway, round 3, I'm picking Damian Lewis out of LSU. He's a guard. I think the Bucs definitely need some help on their offensive line. If Jameis is going to have any more success this year. And he's a national champion, Damian Lewis.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. With my next pick in the third round, you're still in your third round, right?
Yes, that was my third round pick.
Okay. Next pick in the third round.
I see.
None other than the son of the GOAT.
This makes a lot of
Thaddeus
sense.
Moss. Patriots need a tight end. Ben Watson retired. Went back into retirement, and he was literally the only shining hope we had at tight end last season.
Yeah.
What better replacement than the son of a player who formerly played with Tom Brady, Thaddeus Moss. Played for LSU, national championship.
Played really well in that national championship.
He did. 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
2019, he had 47 receptions, 570 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's not bad for a tight end. Not great, but not terrible. I'm just excited. I'm just excited about that.
I actually I really see them drafting him.
I
really
can see it. So yeah, that's my second third round pick.
All right, moving to the fourth round.
I have another third round.
Oh, you
pick.
have another. Okay.
And then after this, I really don't know when I drafted all these other players, so
okay.
I guess we'll just go back and forth at that point. Third in the third round, I had the Patriots selecting Raekwon Williams, a defensive tackle out of Michigan State. When in doubt, just start boosting your defense.
Defense wins championship.
It's true. I don't know. I feel like the Patriots have just been missing like that inside force since they lost Vince Wilfork.
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork was literally a huge piece of the puzzle. 300 pounds of man. Raekwon Williams. starting his college career in 2016 through 2019. Each year, well, not each year, he has increased his sack total over the 4 years. His solo tackles have remained pretty consistent. His total tackles have increased the past 2 years. He's a large man,
Yeah.
and he can tackle. He can make plays. So
Yeah.
that's what I got with my third round pick.
All right, my 4th-round pick, picking none other than Lamar Jackson. If you're confused, there actually was a guy in the draft named Lamar Jackson. He's a corner, played for Nebraska. If you know anything about the Bucks, it's that they need some help with their secondary. So who else could help with that better than Lamar Jackson?
I don't know.
So I don't know anything about him.
Josh Norman? He's a free agent.
He's a free agent?
Josh Norman, yeah.
I actually have not heard anything about Josh Norman in recent, history, I guess.
No, he's been getting burnt, so
Yeah.
that's probably a better choice.
Yeah, so I'm taking Lamar Jackson, cornerback from Nebraska, to beef up my secondary. Obviously, the Bucks' defense was kind of hot and cold this year. Pretty good run defense, and then the secondary lacked. So, pretty important that we get some help with that secondary. Lamar Jackson, next MVP.
I don't think so. Anyway, with my 4th-round pick, I had the Patriots drafting Jordan Fuller, safety out of Ohio State.
I almost took him.
So my reasoning behind this, we have Devin McCourty, we have Patrick Chung. Patrick Chung, I think he actually got freed of all of his I don't even remember what the charges. There was some kind of drug related charge.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's been freed from those. However, Patrick Chung and Devin McCourty are both starting to get up there in age. Who knows how long they have to play in the league? It's time the Patriots start looking for replacements. Jordan Fuller is a safety. He had 42 solo tackles last season, 2 interceptions and 4 passes deflected. Over the past 3 seasons, he's had 42 tackles was his lowest tackle total. So that's not bad for a safety. 6 interceptions over his college career. 10 passes deflected over his college career. Nothing like eye-popping, but I think he's a solid replacement. He goes to Ohio State. He's more than likely a solid player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a great option for the Patriots to draft in the 4th round.
All right. Any more 4th round? Actually, I do have another 4th rounder. Safety, Geno Stone. Do you know where he goes?
Iowa.
Iowa.
I didn't know that. I think I saw him and I'm like, oh, I could pick him. And then I saw Ohio State. I'm like, but Ohio State's probably pretty good.
Yeah. So just, once again, talked about how the secondary needs help. Figured a safety from the
reigning
best team in the nation,
Yeah.
Iowa.
Exactly. Don't forget it. Tight end university.
So, Geno Stone. That's my 5th pick.
Honestly, I don't know where I'm at in the draft anymore. I probably drafted a couple offensive linemen in here just because Patriots seem to have tons of picks, and I'm like, oh, let's diversify. But the next one that I actually had stats for was Kendall Coleman, defensive lineman out of Syracuse. He had 20 solo tackles and 4 sacks last season. He's just all right. His numbers aren't stellar. Actually, 2018, he had a pretty stellar season. He had 10 sacks. Although, yeah, he had 10 sacks and 23 solo tackles, which were actually both college career highs for him. So, he had a pretty stellar junior season at Syracuse. Dropped off a little bit in his senior year. He had more total tackles, but he had less sacks. So,
Yeah.
it's not bad. Once again, you can never get enough help on the defensive line. When you're going up against like 250, 300-pound men, play after play after play, you need depth there.
Yeah,
because
sure.
that's tiring.
Yep. My next pick, which is my 5th rounder, talked about running backs and our need for them. So I took another one, my boy LaMichael Pirine from the University of Florida. I love this dude. And I thought it was interesting that he was ranked pretty low on the draft. I thought he would be ranked pretty, a little bit higher because he was a pretty solid run. I wish I had his stats in front of me. Really solid running back for Florida. Really was kind of, one of the focal points for their offense. So I would love to see him on the Bucs, taking Pirine.
It's pretty bold taking 2 running backs in the same draft.
I'm the Bucs GM. I got to do whatever I can to
but I'm
make
not,
a change.
Yeah, I can't knock it. I think the Patriots have done it before. So, next, it's going to shock you. Another defensive lineman, Benito Jones out of Ole Miss. I didn't really know what I was getting because, once again, this is the point of the draft where I don't know who anyone is. But he had a cool sounding name, so I drafted him. His stats, he's been pretty consistent with his solo tackles over the past 3 seasons. 19 last year, 16 the year before, and 18 the year before that. His sack numbers have been going up. He had 5.5 sacks this past season, 1 interception. Pretty good for a big man. He's 6'1", 329 pounds.
That's a big man.
He's a very large man. He's tall. I guess he is pretty tall. I was going to say 6'1's not very tall. But yeah, it is. It's very tall. But yeah, Benito. Remember the name.
Benito.
He's going to be playing for the Patriots next season.
How much more players do you have left?
I got 2 more.
Okay, say your next one because I have 1 left.
Oh, say my next one?
Yeah.
All right, my next one. So I actually let this one slip. I forgot about a big Patriots need. Gostkowski got injured last season.
Yep.
Who knows how much longer is left in his life. I don't know if he's dying. He's probably not dying, but
Hopefully not.
But the Patriots should draft a kicker.
Yeah.
They probably should have did this earlier, but now here we are. I got Cooper Roth out of Wyoming. 2019 season stats. I actually wasn't thrilled after drafting him because I didn't know the stats beforehand. 68.2% field goal percentage. 92.5% extra point percentage, which is not bad. His long last season was 53, and he had 82 total points. Short range, 1 to 19 yard field goals, very good. Which I would hope so. There, he went 2 for 2 over his whole college career. I would hope he would make those. 20 to 29 yards, he has missed 1 in his freshman year. 30 to 39. Last year was a little bit concerning. He went 3 for 5. That's 60%. It's not terrible, but it's not great for that range. It's not super far. But before that, in the past 3 seasons, he had only missed 1. So, he probably just had a bad season, maybe a terrible holder. I don't know. What does worry me is his 40 to 49 yard range. He seems to really struggle there. He had a good season in his junior year where he went 4 for 5. But other than that, he never made more than 3 40 to 49 yard field goals in a season. That's rough. That's a little rough. But surprisingly, his 50 plus, he's only attempted 2 in his college career, and he made them both. 1 at 51, 1 at 53. So there's potential. There seems to be a gap in his 40 to 49 yard range. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Patriots don't draft him. They draft someone better, but, whatever.
It's interesting that he say that, you needed a kicker. The Bucs usually always need a kicker. But I didn't take one.
They have a decent kicker.
He is decent, and I don't really see a need for kicking anyway. Here's the reason why. This season, the Bucs will score a touchdown every possession. And
Jameis Winston will throw for a touchdown every possession. Whether it's to the Bucs or to the other team, we'll find out.
And we'll go for 2 every time. No, that's not really going to happen. But anyway, they're going to go for 2 points.
2 every time?
They're going to go for 2 points. My last pick, I picked another safety, J.R. Reed out of Georgia. I started the draft with someone out of Georgia. I'm finishing the draft with someone out of Georgia. Hopefully they can pull through for me. I beefed up the secondary, 2 safeties and a corner. Picked 2 running backs, quarterback, and a guard.
And then for the last pick in the draft for the Patriots, I had them selecting Charlie Warner out of Georgia. I didn't know the stats beforehand, or I probably wouldn't have done this. 2019 season stats: he had 9 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown.
You play 1 game?
Yeah, exactly. You would think he only played 1 game. It's pitiful. He's never had more than 11 receptions in a season, 148 receiving yards, 1 college career touchdown. I've made a huge mistake drafting him, but I just kind of went for it. So here we are.
There was an option on our draft board where when you pick on a player, it said, "Do you want to view stats?"
Oh, really?
Like that. I think so.
Oh, oops!
It said either, "Do you want to draft this player?" Click OK, or it said "View player stat." I didn't view any of the player stats either. So all of these guys I drafted, aside from the top 2, I don't really know any of the other ones. So I could have done.
There have been big mistakes made here. But yeah, this is our mock draft. For me, the Patriots highlighting some offensive needs, receiver a little bit, tight end, future quarterback, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, a future safety, and then Steven Gostkowski's replacement.
So yeah, sweet. If you like this video, like the video. Let us know what you think about our picks. Maybe if you're a Bucs fan, Patriots fan, how do you feel about it? What are you looking forward to in the draft this year?
Do you have your favorite team taking any of these players?
Exactly. Did we steal any of your picks? Comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast. Check out the social medias. We'll see you next time.